Okay, so now we're going to do that again, same color. Other side. Right above the crease, not in it, right above it. Do you see that? The crease is still below. And then go up. There we go. Then come back. Just to, what you're doing when you go back and forth is a way to blend it, but you're just kind of getting rid of any kind of smudge or demarcation. And then you can use the other side where you had the highlighter to go back over that area once. That kind of blends that color back in a little bit. Same thing on the edges. Just kind of use the other side where you were and just make sure that you got a nice little blend. I feel like that's good. Alright, so now we're going to use the other end because it has the dark color. And you're going to use that for two things. One, you can use it underneath the eye. We'll do that just to show you. Just drag that very lightly along the lash line, like right through the lashes. Okay, and then we're just going to come in on the upper lid where that was. And just kind of go along the lash line. Just to kind of fill in any little places. So you see all that did, it's like a little liner. See the difference? Then I'm also going to use this right in the crease, starting from right in here. And normally I start from the outside, but I'm really going to use, I wanted a pretty good line right in the front because that's where I'm very puffy lately. And so I did actually want some of the darker color to lay down right when you first put this down is where your darkest color is going to be. See where that's dark? And I really did want that because it's so poofy right now. Then I'm trying to, remember the dark colors recede. Then just blend it up just a little into that brown. And that gives that smoky effect. And if you feel like there's still a line, which I feel like there is, then use the side that you put the other color on with and just kind of blend up to kind of get that line to go away. See how it made it go away? But there's still the transition of color. See that? Okay, so let's do the other side. Do y'all still enjoy tutorials? Because I figure if I'm getting ready, we can just talk anyway, right? So like, you can, if you see it's to get ready with me, you can put it on hold, get your coffee, and let's get ready together. Or your juice, or whatever. Tea, hot water. I had someone that couldn't do caffeine, and I really would like to start cutting back on caffeine. I only do 1 cup a day, but I still only want to do that. I mean, I'd like to get down to 9, to be honest. I know caffeine's not good for you. At any level, really. The way that it works is it just cranks you up, but at the expense of your heart. That's where the energy comes from. When people say, well, it's natural. It is natural, but it's not natural energy. It's from, caffeine is an actual stimulant. And so, yeah, if you're going to get energy, you should get it from your foods. And there's all kinds of really good foods that give you natural energy and no caffeine, like the polyprophenols or whatever they're called. The dark berries. So I'm going to just not make it into a drink. Don't make it into a drink. Just eat a handful of strawberries, blackberries, and blueberries in the morning. And that's a good breakfast for your tummy. And it gets all that in your system first thing. Maybe we'll start doing that together. What do y'all think? Alright, so again, I'm actually doing this different today because I'm kind of poochy. Normally I put the heaviest part down first and see how it's real darker there, how it's heavier. But then I'm using what's left on this, which is a lot, to do this outer area, which typically is where I want my darker color. But the reason I did that is because I'm very poochy today. I'm trying to get that to be a little receded. And I'm blending up just a little bit. Because I just look like a big pooch this morning. Y'all ever do that? Alright, and so now I'm going to use this other side, and we're going to blend that up a little. So there's no real line. And so we have used this. There. We've used this. Did I do that very well? I feel like. Did I? There. So we've used this without any brushes. You don't have to have a set of brushes. It just makes it easier for blending. Sometimes a little bit for application, because obviously those are also tiny for your fingers. Okay, I feel like I need some lipstick on, you know? I'm talking to you with no mouth. You cannot mistake my mouth. Yeah, it's there, for sure. You can sure hear it if you can't see it. So this is Chanel Soft Rose. This is about the only lipstick I use. And for good reason. It's just good. There we go. There. I like I got a little dark place there. I probably should have used some moisturizer, because I'll tell you what I think this is. I think it, how many of you are saying dry skin and you wish I would hurry up and do my mouth so I could say dry skin? Whoa, Betsy, you went overboard. All right. Trying to get it even, y'all. Did I do it? I hope I did. The reason I'm being careful with it is there's a lot of product on the wand. And because of that, I didn't do it very evenly. So I think that corrected it. Right there. What do y'all think? Okay. We're going to let that dry a second. We are going to brush out our little brows. And I'm using the Thrive Cosmetics Infinity Waterproof Eyeliner in Audrey, which is kind of their medium brown. It's a little red for me, but I don't know. Let's see. I always say that. Is it? Always go under the brow, make a line. You want to reinforce the natural line you already have. And really, you could end it right there, because you've got a much more pronounced brow right there. But I also like to just come straight up from here, back down, and then come in front of it and go back. Little strokes like hairs. And you do have to work at it. Brows are funny. They make us laugh. Sometimes I do actual lines, sometimes I do little strokes. But I just like the lifted look of a brow. See the lifted look versus non? That's my natural. That's lifted. I like lifted. It looks like I got an attitude. And I do. Most days I do. So again, right under, stay on the line. And see where that went? Then go straight up. In an angle. And that's the top of your brow. And then go right in front of it. If you got one there, then go right in front of it there and down. In front of it and down. Start over again. Till you feel like you've got it all nicely filled in. I gotta fill in there. I feel like I'm losing hairs right there. And I'm probably right. So I'm kind of back filling through the middle. Is that about the same? Are they about the same? Now, you can come in front and go straight up and go through here just to make sure you got the same color going through there. So that you, if this isn't a perfect match, you still have that color running through the hairs. And I feel like that's enough. I always keep one of these in my purse. A eyebrow filler in case I get to work or if I get somewhere and I go, oh my gosh, I so missed it. And if it looks really weird, I fix it. Because Because, you know, these lights and outside lights are very different. Even when it says daylight, I forgot to put my lip gloss on. You don't have to wait this long for this to dry. You can just go, and that dries it enough right after you do it. But, this gel end sets it, gives you beautiful lips, shininess, lip gloss look. And, it moisturizes it so that it's, because you know it is kind of one of those permanent things. So I am going to kind of blend these edges just because I do have a brush right now and it's just easy and I forgot to put the brush up. So that's the blended look I want. I am going to go ahead and curl my lashes before I do my liner, and the reason for that is, ladies, what is it? Because if you do it after, it takes the liner right back off. Because you got to remember there's a rubber cushion on this metal. And so it takes, when you're curling, if the liner's on there, even if it's dry, I think it can take it off. So it's just better to curl your lashes. It does make it a little harder to do your liner because your lashes are so curly. Instead of nicely out of the way, they're straight up where they should be from curling. So it's straight up. Now we're going to let it out just a little and tip it back towards the socket, and that's curling it backward a little. And I'm trying to think, which mascara am I going to use today? Let's see. I've got so many mascaras, I need to use them up instead of buy any more. Y'all feel that way? Do use them up. If they're too old, throw them away. If they're not, use them up before you buy any more. Because we should just use what we have. I'm really feeling that strong lately. I hope y'all don't mind if I don't buy a new palette for a while and just see what we can do with the existing ones, because I mean, I try as a, they call us beauty gurus, and I don't like that term. For one thing, it's a Hindu term, and I'm not a guru.